In the world of crackdowns, this one was cautious and careful, but on Wednesday, after the noose tightened on Thailand's red shirt protesters in central Bangkok, the end came quickly. From early on, shots were exchanged at pockets throughout the city. Here, a young woman was hit by a bullet, which appeared to come from the army side. We were told she was dead. But as the army advanced from the south, the red shirt faithful seemed unperturbed. Their leaders, covered by a human shield for fear of snipers, told the crowd they would carry on the fight. One leader, Natawut Saikua, told us that negotiations were going on behind the scenes, but that they would not give in. But as the gunfire and the explosions became more frequent, those words didn't hold for long, and the supporters were told they should leave as the leaders decided to give themselves up to the authorities. They handed themselves over and now face jail terms for defying the state of emergency introduced by the government. There were less than 5,000 supporters left here this morning. Nearly all of them fled within minutes, leaving behind everything including clothes, bedding, food and possessions.
It seems after 7 weeks of defiance and protest, the red shirts are now finishing their protest. This area an hour ago was full of people, determined, they said, to stay. And now they have gone, they've fled, leaving everything behind, their belongings, their possessions, and their defiance. It's all gone. There's pockets now of isolated resistance. We're still hearing shots and explosions. But basically now, it's over.
Left behind was a solitary red shirt supporter holding a red flag. She knew that this protest was over, but the cause that brought her here wasn't. For the army, this was a tremendous success. There were fears that a military assault would result in the deaths and injuries of scores of women and children, but there were relatively few casualties in the operation and none where the main body of supporters were staying. Red shirt hardliners wearing black left their front line and looked for an escape route. Sporadic firing continued for a little while, and the sounds of explosions rang out in the centre of the commercial district. But this was the death throes of a protest which lasted in total for nearly 10 weeks.
Around here I feel very sad about the Thai people, care of Thai people.
Think this could happen again?
I think maybe soon.
Defeat in this battle, but not for their fight. The anger and disappointment of the red shirt hardliners spilled over as some began setting fire to buildings and tyres, leaving huge palls of black smoke wafting over the capital. Central World, Thailand's biggest department store, went up in flames and was destroyed. Firefighters were unable to get into the centre because the area had not been secured. Some took advantage of the mayhem and chaos and started looting the upmarket shops. The red shirts have left and most will return to their homes in the countryside, but they still have their beliefs and their grievances, something that any Thai government will have to address to avoid a repeat of the Battle of Bangkok.